We are 3 weeks away just about from the NFL season. We have some preseason football coming up this week. This is our official NFL team tier list. Let's go through the tiers real quick. Number one, we're probably going to put one from the AFC, one from the NFC. These are our Super Bowl favorites. Number two, we have Super Bowl contenders teams we think can get up there and get it done. Just might, fall a little short. We have our wild card teams, guys that are going to fight and get into playoffs. We have good but not ready. I put good but not read. Awesome. Good but not ready. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Not a lot to explain there. After that, we have garbage heap and poverty franchise. The difference between poverty franchise, you're going down there if you're terrible and you've never won a Super Bowl. Garbage heap, you might be, let's say the Giants. You got some Super Bowls under your belt, but you're actually terrible. So let's get right into it. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of pressure on their shoulders this year. They just paid Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has to go out there and live up to that contract. Let's be real. They solidified his wide receiver core. They got him 4 to 5 good wide receiver twos. No really solid wide receiver one on that team. I'm probably going to go wild card for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next, we have the Houston Texans. If y'all don't know, I got beef with Tank Dell. I made a video about him talking about how I don't think he's a wide receiver one. I think he has great talent, this and that. He took that personal. So we're going to see how he does this year. We're going to see how he does. Obviously Super Bowl contender. They went out, they absolutely stacked their team in every aspect where they needed to. Lord, they got one of the best linebackers in the league on a discount. So next we have the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love getting the bag this season, getting the bread, getting the cheese, if you will. I'm so sorry if you stop watching because of that. I completely understand. But Jordan Love going out there getting paid, really controversial. Had one season starting in the league, but when you take a guy and you groom him under Aaron Rodgers, he goes out there, he gets you to playoffs, he beats a team like the Dallas Cowboys. You got to give him his bag. You got to lock him up. The market's going to do nothing but go up. People are saying these quarterbacks aren't worth it, but in 2 years, the market's going to be at $75,000. 75,000. 75, $175 million. I wish I could get $75,000. Let's be real. Wild card, Super Bowl contender. I'm probably going to go wild card. I just don't see them as a Super Bowl contender yet. They really just didn't add anything to me that was crazy. The one thing they did get, I think they solidified their running back core a little bit more, which we like. Just think it's going to take another year or two to get there. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to go ahead and put them in the tier of their own. We really don't know what they're going to do this year. We don't know what Cowboys we're going to get. We're either going to get the Cowboys. Well, I don't think they're going to win the division because what is it? No team has ever won the division back to back in their division in 20 years? Something like that. Something crazy. So we're going to go Dallas Cowboys in their own division. Maybe they do it. Maybe they don't. Y'all don't get y'all's hopes up because they're probably not. And when I say probably not, I don't know if they're going to make playoffs. Are they going to pay? We can talk about that. Are they going to pay CeeDee Lamb or Dak first? Dak might walk. He seems fed up. That's enough on the Cowboys. We got them in their own tier list. Next, we have the Chicago Bears. A lot of y'all are haters. Y'all are going to put them in garbage heap. Y'all are going to put them in good but not ready. I'm putting them in wild card. This might be Caleb Williams' first year. This seems like a boom or bust team to me. You're absolutely stacked. You have one of the better defenses in the league. You have one of the absolutely stacked offenses in the league. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze. I almost said Taylor Swift at running back. You have DeAndre Swift at running back. You have your new rookie quarterback. All Caleb Williams has to go in there and do, to be honest, is just protect the football. Don't go out there. Don't make costly mistakes. You go out there, you protect the football, you put the team in scoring positions, and you win 7, 8, 9, higher half 10 games. You make playoffs. That's a massive win for the Bears. No one's a lot of y'all I feel like are expecting Super Bowl or bust this year. I think Caleb Williams could go out there and do better than CJ Stroud did, but if he does not make playoffs, he is going to get slandered so bad. Next, we have the Buffalo Bills. Now, y'all know I'm not a Josh Allen hater. I'm a Josh Allen realist. Leads the league in turnovers every year. His wide receiver core got massively, massively worse. I think Keon Coleman's going to be a good wide receiver. I just think it's going to take him a few games. He's not a great route runner yet. He might come out and be amazing. Is he going to be Stephon Diggs, though? Is Curtis Samuel going to be Stephon Diggs? I mean, wait, hold on. That's who's on the, I always forget which receiver they got. Hold on. Bills. Where is it? Bills, wide receivers. It is Curtis Samuel, right? I put BWRS, whatever that is. Wide receivers. Curtis Samuel. They got Curtis Samuel. I mean, who else do they have? Mac Hollins. It's not going to load the rest. Khalil Shakir. I mean, MVS. KJ Hamler. I mean, he was throwing interceptions with a worse or a way better wide receiver core. Now, I'm not putting him in Super Bowl contender. I'm not putting him in Super Bowl favorite. I'm going to put him in the wild card. They barely made the wild card last year, and they got worse. I don't know what to tell you. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. And I should have made them their own tier because the three-peat, I think, is inevitable. They traded Legarius? Oh my gosh, I forget how to say his first name. I mean, he might be irrelevant over there on the Titans, but no, I'm just playing. They trade Snead. Big loss at cornerback. They're not going to trade Snead if they don't think there's a guy that can step up and take that spot. I don't think the defense is going to massively take a hit. Offense got better. You got all your guys returning. Basically, all your guys returning. You got a new wide receiver who apparently can't beat the jam, so that's going to be interesting. We're going Super Bowl favorites. We have the Denver Broncos, and this is where we use our first garbage heap team. They don't know who their starting quarterback is. Allegedly, Bo Nix is looking terrible over there in practice. You just got multiple guys looking awful over there in practice. Has Cortland Sutton showed up yet? Did they pay him yet? Can anyone confirm that? Is he getting paid yet? Is he back at practice? I can't name any of the other wide receivers. Your running back is always hurt. I don't know about your O-line. Your defense is probably still terrible. I mean, garbage heap of a team currently. They would be in poverty franchise, but they've won a ring. And speaking of a poverty franchise, we have the Carolina Panthers. Now, they went out and got, Xavier Linguette. I think he's going to be a solid addition to that team. They just really don't. They got Xavier right? They got Xavier Linguette, right? I mean, what is it, Panthers? Or am I losing my mind? No, they got Xavier Linguette. They got Jonathan Brooks. They got some young guys over there. I just don't see. They got Deontay Johnson, a guy who can't score touchdowns. Adam Thielen still. I mean, they got a lot of guys over there, a lot of young guys over there. I just don't know if they're going to go and get. I mean, I know they're not going to get the job done. I just hopefully they win 5+ games. Poverty franchise. Let's make sure the Panthers have never won a Super Bowl. Panthers, Super Bowl wins. Never won a Super Bowl. Okay. I knew they didn't win that one with Cam Newton. So next we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're in a really interesting position. They willed their way into the wild card last year. They went in there. They beat the Eagles. They got Baker and Mayfield. That's my boy. That's my dog. We love the Bake Show. Now, I'm having a really hard time. Am I putting them in wild card? Am I putting them in good but not ready? I'm not 100% sure. This one is hard. They're really just one of those fringe teams. I got to look at what the division looks like. You got Mike Evans coming back. You got Chris Godwin coming back. You got better at wide receiver. You got a little bit worse on defense, I think. Your running back game, a dark horse to be running back of the, when I say a dark horse, I mean a dark horse to be running back of the year. I'm going to put them in the wild card. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings. They get Aaron Jones. They have Justin Jefferson. They have Addison. They get a new quarterback. Their defense is Do I want to put them in wild card or good but not ready? We'll put them in wild card. We'll put them in the wild card. We have the New England Patriots, and when I go back to garbage heap, I mean, I'm going back hard to garbage heap. They didn't really do anything to impress me. They didn't change anything. They lost Zeke. Ramondre Stevenson might be healthy when he comes back. I mean, you got Jalen Polk at receiver. You got a new quarterback. Their defense is always good, but not great as of recent. I mean, that's probably the best thing about the team, right? The defense. Just nothing that I think is going to propel them into good, but not ready. And definitely nothing that's going to propel them into the wild card. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara. You have Chris Olave. You have Derek Carr at quarterback. How do y'all feel about this team? I'm going good, but not ready. I think they're in not a rebuild, but they probably should be. There's nothing that really just blows my mind about the New Orleans Saints right now. I could be wrong. I mean, they just lost their best linebacker too. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. Obviously, the San Francisco 49ers. Part of me wants to put them in Super Bowl favorite. There's just a lot going on in that locker room right now. I don't know if Brandon Ayuk's coming back. I don't know who they're going to get for Brandon Ayuk. Christian McCaffrey was kind of breaking down at the end of last year. In the Super Bowl and the game before that, he was kind of showing some wear and tear. Is he going to come out? I don't think he's going to be able to come out and run like that again this year. It's just hard. I mean, I wonder what the statistic would be if you go back and look at guys like Christian McCaffrey who have had a year like the year they had the year before and come out and are absolutely healthy and do it again the next year. Who has done that? That's my question to y'all. Y'all find out and let me know. This one's interesting. I'm going to go Super Bowl contender. Next, we have the Washington Commanders. Now, this is a team that I think is going to take it to the next level. They solidified the wide receiver core. They solidified the running back room. They got a really good rushing quarterback. Their defense is pretty decent. The thing is, you can't assume a quarterback's going to go out there and absolutely perform, show out, do amazing. They're going to have their flaws. They're going to have their welcome to the NFL moments. They're going to go out there. They're going to struggle sometimes. They're going to thrive sometimes. They're going to be great. They're going to be bad, this and that. They're not going to be a Super Bowl contender. I think they could be and this is not just off top. I've said I think they're going to make the wild card since they drafted Jaden Daniels. That would be a massive dub for them. Next, we have, how many wild card teams are we going to put up here? I think this is just like fringe wild card. It doesn't mean it's going to, they could be in or out. Next, we have the Chargers. So there's been a lot of development with the Chargers. Quentin Johnson is still terrible, can't catch the ball. A lot of your good wide receiver core are rookies. You have no run game. Your run game is what? J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards? Am I right about that? Two guys that have never stayed healthy. Is it Gus Edwards? I know it's J.K. Dobbins and some other old Ravens running back. Your defense, I guess you got your defense back. Another big, massive not fault. I don't know how to say it. Big, massive news. Justin Herbert has a foot injury, and a foot injury that I think is probably going to linger all season. Now, if they start off terrible, could that get him put back on the IR for the rest of the season? That's the question. I'm going to go good, but not ready with the Chargers. Next, we have the Colts. You got a quarterback coming back who couldn't finish his first season. You got solid wide receivers. I have a lot of faith in Jelani Wood at tight end. You got Jonathan Taylor. You have a good defense. I feel like Anthony Richardson has so much potential. We have to see him stay healthy. I think we need to see him stay healthy. I'm going to put the Colts in good, but not ready. Next, we have the Browns. And if the news goes through, I don't know how I feel about, see, there are a lot of teams affected right now by the Brandon Ayuk trade. They could send Brandon Ayuk to the Browns for Amari Cooper and some picks. And I think that makes them worse. Why do I think that makes them worse? I think I don't think Brandon Ayuk can be a big boom or bust guy. Amari Cooper can absolutely take over a game. I don't know if Brandon Ayuk can take over a game like Amari Cooper can. I think he's a great receiver. I think he gets the job done. Does he thrive off Debo, Christian McCaffrey, and all those guys that open up the defense or the offense? Maybe he might. I'm still putting him in Super Bowl contender. We have the New York Jets. A lot of pressure on their plate this year, a lot of stuff to take in. You got Aaron Rodgers coming back, solid wide receiver core, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. You solidify your O-line a little bit. You got your defense is absolutely insane. You got Sauce Gardner. You got an insane D-line. You have insane linebackers. It's honestly, you're going in Super Bowl contender. It's Super Bowl win or bust for the Jets this year. The Detroit Lions. I mean, talk about guys that are out here with a chip on their shoulder. How long can they keep acting like that, though? You know, sometimes being the underdog just gets tiring. It does. You got Jared Goff coming back, bus driver quarterback, in my opinion. But I mean, that you can win a Super Bowl with a bus driver quarterback. You go out there, you don't make him have to put the ball out and win the game. You keep the game ahead. Your defense goes out there, clutches up. You got guys around him that are going to go out there and make big plays. Super Bowl contender. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is probably going to make some of y'all mad. I think the Eagles come out. You just paid A.J. Brown. You got Smith coming out. You have Saquon Barkley on the offense. Jalen Hurts is probably going to come out and look the best he's ever looked. Your defense, you add some new young guys. Now, will they make mistakes? I'm sure they will. Will it lose them some games? Potentially, maybe. I still think they come out. I still think they win the division. I think they go to the Super Bowl. Hey, just let me know down in the comments what y'all think about a Chiefs and Eagles rematch. We got a few teams left to go. We have my Seattle Seahawks. Can I get the 12s in the comments? We're good, but not ready. We're good, but not ready. Solid guys on defense. Some good youth on offense. JSN, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett's getting a little bit up there in age. We got Walker. We got Charbonnet. I think Sam Howell's going to start halfway through the season. I think that's going to be amazing for the team. And when I say dogs on defense, I mean Witherspoon and, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? He's one of my favorite cornerbacks in the league. I mean, he's like 6'4", which is, we love it. We love our tall cornerbacks over in Seattle. Seattle cornerbacks. And I'm going to be so mad when I see it because of course, it's showing me Byron Maxwell. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Showing me Deshaun Sneed. Can we just show me the current Richard Sherman? I didn't look up secondary from the frickin' 2015. What are we doing? Maybe I'll remember his name before we get to it. Depth chart. Load, please. No depth chart yet. Y'all know who I'm talking about, bro. I'm not doing this. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens. We got a Super Bowl contender team. So this is the thing with the Ravens. I think they could absolutely dethrone the Chiefs. It's going to come down to who has the ball last. This is a team that I think is built to beat playoff teams and Super Bowl teams. You add Derrick Henry, you have a running quarterback. You let your quarterback get you 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2. You bring out Derrick Henry, you run read options, you run it up the middle, you run it up the gut. You don't use Derrick Henry every down. You let him get out there and get those short yards. You save him for playoffs. He gets out there, he's fresh, he's healthy. He can pound the ball. He can pound the rock up the middle, break it out, win playoff games. I think if I didn't already put the Chiefs at Super Bowl favorite, I would put the Ravens up there, but I think the Ravens have a huge shot at making it this year. Next, we have the Raiders. Let's go ahead and put them in the garbage heap. I mean, you don't know who your quarterback is. Your wide receiver core didn't get better. You add Brock Bowers. You got 2 good tight ends now. Your running game is questionable. You lost Josh Jacobs. You have Zamir White, who apparently is not performing great in practice. The one upside is, you know what? Oh, I want to put him in good but not ready. I'm gonna put him in good but not ready. Eric, if you watch this, I really put him in garbage heap just to troll you for a second. We're gonna put the Raiders in good but not ready. That defense, I'll say this about the defensive line. That defensive line might be the most stacked defensive line we've ever witnessed. It's absolutely insane. Next, we have the Rams. Older Cooper Kupp, older Matthew Stafford, injury-prone Kyron Williams. Aaron Donald's gone. Puka Nakua's a bright side. I'm not going to put him in good but not ready. I'm going to put him in the wild card. Next, we have the Bengals. You had Joe Burrow coming out looking like an absolute James Bond villain. Put him in Super Bowl contender. I don't even have to harp on that long. We have the Tennessee Titans. I think they're looking a little scarier than everyone wants to give them hope. Big loss when D-Hop went down. Probably going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury. I'm putting them in good but not ready just because their quarterback situation. Got a young quarterback. They're stacking that defense, though. They're getting some sleepers on offense. They're going to be in wild card within a year or two. Next, we have the Falcons, and this might be our biggest jump from last year, and all they really did, well, I can't say all they did was add a quarterback. They added a lot of good guys, have a solid defense. I think they're a Super Bowl contending team. You got a stacked offense. You got your quarterback that goes out there and makes big plays. You have a solid defense. You have a generational tight end who I think is going to finally arrive this year. You have a generational running back. I think they're going to let arrive this year. You have I believe, a fringe top 10 wide receiver that is going to arrive this year. I think they got a lot of guys that are going to have career years this year, and it's all surrounded by Kirk Thuggins. Next, we have the New York Giants. I can't put them in poverty franchise because they got a ring, but they're going down there in garbage heap. I'm not going to harp on it. We have the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals win 10 to 11 games this year. I'm putting them in the wild card. Will they go win a Super Bowl? Absolutely not, but I think they're going to win a wild card game. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Part of me wants to put them in good but not ready. Part of me, you know what? We're putting them in good but not ready. I was going to put him in the wild card, but I'm not feeling it. Good defense. Can TJ Watt stay healthy? They had another solid linebacker. Their offense is just I'm a big Russell Wilson fan too, saying that. I really just got to see more from him. Last but not least, we have the Miami Dolphins. Can they get it done? Can they get over the hump? Can they not choke at the end of the season? Can Tyreek Hill stay healthy? Can Jalen Waddle stay healthy? Can Tua Tagovailoa stay healthy? Can the run game stay healthy? The more I ask, can these people stay healthy? They've kind of put together a makeshift defense this coming year. They added depth where they needed depth, but it wasn't great depth, if that makes sense. I'm going wild card team. I'm not going to lie. So, guys, this is our official. Let me move this down a little bit. This is our official 2024 football team tier list. Y'all let me know. Do I got anyone too high? Do I got anyone too low? Did I mess up completely? Is this not the Super Bowl favorite? Is this not a poverty franchise? Is this not a garbage heap? Are the Cowboys not the Cowboys? You know what I mean? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this tier list down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.